Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel, and I work as an intuitive. So, today I want to share something that I find personally really fascinating. Recently, I was given the message, and I'm actually going to read it because I want to get the wording right, exactly right as I heard it. Recently, I was given the message that the consciousness of humans has reached and is beginning to reach a non-stick point. So what the heck does this mean? So the message came in when I was connecting with this beautiful woman, and she has done a great deal of personal, deep inner healing work, and she's very spiritual. And when I was tuning into her, I could see that part of her, I could see that her consciousness was ascending. And what that looked like is that there was this outline of her all lit up and sparkly, all lit up, and it was lifting off of the human. And what I heard was that, previously we have been Velcroed into the 3D or Velcroed into the human experience. And now our consciousness is rising. We're reaching a non-stick point. Hence the non-stick, working with the concept of Velcro. And now, so what I want to share about this, if there's a couple things that some of us are experiencing as we go through this process, and I want to share them with you in case this is you. So the first thing is, if you are someone who does not find the things that you used to find interesting, so if the things that used to light you up are just not lighting you up right now, or it feels kind of like, nah, not really resonating with things, like things just not really lighting you up in the same way, you might be going through a process of your consciousness ascending. So not to worry, and I'm going to read these words again. What I heard was, this is a temporary adjustment or a temporary consequence of consciousness ascending. The other thing that you might be experiencing is that you might find that you're kind of awkward, or you are awkward in social settings, or you feel like you don't belong, or you, even with your good friends, you might feel like it's just almost like you're not recognizable. Somehow you just don't fit, or you feel like you don't fit, or you're just not the same in those group settings, or feel like you don't belong, or an outsider. Again, I specifically mean if this is new to you. Now, sometimes we feel this way, and sometimes it has a connection in past lives or other lifetimes, etc., or in childhood. But I'm specifically talking if this is new for you, that you kind of feel like you're not fitting with people right now, or feel like an outsider. Again, this is a temporary consequence or adjustment to consciousness ascending. Third, if you cannot figure out time or connect with time to save your life. So I'm laughing because very recently, for about a 4-week period, I went through this experience where time was like a construct that was outside of me, and I could not grasp it. I could not connect to it. Which meant I was getting my kids late to soccer games, and it was endless, kind of feeling like I was not feeling that I was flailing, appearing like I was flailing when it came to, these 3D responsibilities that meant to be, that are connected with being on time for things. Now, I want to share that I am not somebody who's generally late. Those who know me know I'm extremely punctual and very organized. So this is coming from a person that is previously has been quite hung up on time. I'm admitting that. Hung up on time, always feeling like pressure to be on time, suddenly not having any grasp on time. So it was a fascinating experience, kind of inconvenient. So if you are somebody that is resonating with that, it can mean that your consciousness is ascending. And again, it is a temporary consequence adjustment as consciousness ascends. I want to come back to the not feeling like the same things are lighting you up. This, again, it's a temporary thing. If you're feeling like, man, nothing really means anything to me right now, this is temporary. And as your consciousness rises, you're going to get to a point where gratitude and meaning and love and acceptance and joy flood back in. And you hold them, these feelings, this vibration, at a consistently more sustainable, higher level. So the key word sustainable and consistently higher level, as opposed to the human experience where we have these peaks and valleys. And what I heard is once that happens, where we are consistently at a sustainable higher level, holding joy and acceptance and love and gratitude, it is like a enlightenment process. Now, I know the word enlightenment can make us feel like, oh no, well, only, Buddha and Jesus Christ and some of these others ascended masters are enlightened. Well, throw that out for a sec and just hear the term, an enlightenment process. Enlighten, light, right? Light. Rising our vibration, becoming a more pure and unfiltered, unbridled vessel of light and love. This is what consciousness rising or ascending is. It's not something complicated outside of us. It is becoming that God self, if you will, the divinity within us, without all the other packaging and all the drama and the stories and the hang-ups. Okay, I digress a bit. So in a way, we are beginning to be in two realities. Some of us are very much feeling that. We're in the 3D, yet we're in this higher consciousness state as well. So the human still pays bills. We're still walking to the grocery store. We're still connecting with friends. We're still paying our bills. We're still doing all these things. But we are beginning to put less investment into the 3D. Less investment. What does that mean? Less investment in the 3D means that we don't take it so personal. We don't personalize everything. We kind of shrug our shoulders going, yeah, okay, that happened in the 3D. Oh, well. We don't take it so serious. How do we not take it so serious? How do we put less investment? By understanding that it is not all that is. The 3D is not all that is. So think of it this way. Think of it if you were asked, okay, here's a red tricycle, get on and ride the red tricycle. You would maybe get onto it and you would maybe giggle and be like, oh, this is silly, this is fun, it's kiddish, it's a tricycle. You wouldn't take it so seriously. That is like the 3D. Why are we not taking the tricycle serious? Because we know there's so much more. We could fly with a jet plane, we could drive an electric car, we could travel, there's so much more out there, right? So if we are taking the 3D so serious, now I'm going to use the analogy of the tricycle again. If we're going to take the tricycle seriously, we might be riding slowly and then suddenly feel like, oh my God, I suck at this. Everybody's faster than me. Or maybe we fall over with the tricycle and we scrape our knee. Maybe we start crying because other people on their tricycles have left us in the dust and we feel abandoned. And now we're mad at this person or that person or this organization or that group because this damn tricycle is not, it goes on and on and on. Right? So that is investing in the 3D. That is believing that the tricycle is all that is. The truth is the tricycle is limiting, right? And it is not all that is. And the same goes for the 3D. The 3D is limiting. It is limited and it is not all that is. So I share this with you because we begin to understand that as our consciousness ascends, we begin to feel that. Things happen in the 3D and we're like, okay, we process it, we're not happy about it maybe, and then we move through our emotions and we're fine. It's like, whatever, okay, because we're not taking it that personally anymore. We're not stressing out about things so much anymore. We know that there's something bigger, greater, something magical, and let me move on to that point. So when I've tuned into these higher states of consciousness, this higher frequency reality, I've generally seen people coming together in community, connecting in a way that is love-based, respect, kindness, offering each other a helping hand. I've often seen them communicating almost in a way that feels telepathic because their resonance is being felt and understood without even really needing to communicate. I often see people in this higher frequency state having the ability to create in a very zippy, effortless way. Almost like intention, create, very effortless, smooth, not sluggish. I often see people, well, this is recently, with like little lights on the ends of their fingertips in this higher frequency state, showing us that healing and bringing people into balance it's like we have magic at our fingertips. Even if we're working remotely to help people, through intention, we can bring people into balance and help people heal. And so that is what this higher frequency state looks like. And many people will call this the new earth. You've heard that term, and my assumption is that's what it is. So if you are someone who has felt like, meh, nothing really lights you up right now the same way or interests you the same way it did before, or if you are someone who feels awkward or like you don't belong or you don't feel like you really fit in the same way, or you're someone like myself who cannot for the life of you grasp time, like it's this construct outside of you that you just can't connect with, that time's all wonky somehow, take a breath. Know that there is nothing wrong. Understand that these are temporary consequences or adjustments of your consciousness ascending. And this is new, it is exciting, it is an adventure, and it is all good. So if you wish to do a personal one-on-one reading, or to help you get clarity with something or heal something that you've been holding for a while, please reach out. You can find me on my website at rachelshonecker.com.